It was the defining message from his first party conference speech.
This Conservative government will always balance the books. If instead we argue there is no limit on what we can spend, what is the point in us?
But today, the head of the International Monetary Fund has a clear message for Rishi Sunak.
Now is not yet the time to balance the books. Of course, now is a good time to think about balancing the books down the road. But it is more important to make sure that firms and workers are supported while we are still wrestling with the pandemic.
It comes as the Chancellor faces criticism for introducing a job support scheme which is considerably less generous than the one that accompanied the first wave of the pandemic. That matters because the IMF is seen as the world's fiscal watchdog. It's holding its annual conference virtually this week, but throughout, one theme has come across loud and clear. The IMF's annual meetings have been dominated by one topic, COVID-19 and the impact on government balance sheets. I'll give you a sense of what we're talking about here. This shows you total national debt for advanced economies going all the way back to the Victorian period, and you can see where it rose during each of the world wars. We'll have a look at what happens to this line in the age of COVID-19. It goes even higher, up to 124.7% of GDP. Actually, if we draw a line going all the way back, you can see that is the highest on record. Even so, the IMF thinks we could borrow even more. But debt is not the only issue on the economic agenda. Once again, it's hard to ignore the noise coming from the Brexit negotiations. But while Downing Street says the trade talks are over, the managing director believes there's still time.
These are the last weeks of negotiations, and always important to focus on the outcome, but even more so now. And the two sides need to aim for the best possible outcome for their countries and their people. Clock is ticking, but it is not yet midnight.
Still, it is that warning about not yet balancing the books that will attract the most attention. As the COVID restrictions intensify, the Chancellor's economic support and its generosity remains under scrutiny. Ed Conway, Sky News.